what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and welcome to the 7 Figures Challenge, the Where's My Stapler Challenge and Your Hired Challenge. There's 3 challenges in one. It's quite a long one, but I'm going to take you through all the dialogue. It's pretty much like a day in the life of 47 really, and I thought it'd be a cool video to put together like this. So all you're going to need for this one is your lockpick. You don't need anything else, so just, you know, leave everything else out. You don't need a weapon or anything like that, so let's get started. So first of all, let's set up a bank account for 47 and complete the 7 Figures Challenge. It's very, very easy, but like I said, I wanted to take you through all the dialogue and stuff like that of all of these things anyway, all in one video, because I thought it was quite cool.
I'd like a private meeting, please.
Oh, all right. Are you a client?
I'm looking to become a customer. I have a substantial private savings I'd like to deposit with your bank.
Wonderful. How substantial?
7 figures.
7. I see. Excellent. Yes, let's just find a nice private area then. Follow me, please. I didn't catch your name, Mr.
Reaper.
So, what do you do for a living?
I'm in the retirement industry.
Ah, then we're in a very similar business. Have these past few years been as profitable for you as they have for us?
Very.
Excellent. Director Savalas has taken us to record profits. All it took was a creative approach to the elimination of, let's say, unwanted elements.
I'm all for elimination.
Let me just activate the booth privacy setting for one moment. This way nobody can see or hear anything that goes on in here.
Practical.
Isn't it? So, you wanted to open a savings account, Mr. Reaper?
Yes.
Smart move. People have started filling their mattresses with cash, blaming the banks for the host of financial woes in the world, but let me be blunt. These people are the reason the world is slipping.
Really?
I say we stop taxing the wealthy and allow them to put the money back into society rather than into the state coffers. Watch how that creates jobs for everyone. If people don't put money in the bank, we can't invest and generate revenues for us all. That's practically robbery.
Interesting.
That's why people of your pedigree are valued customers here at Milton Fitzpatrick. We're on the lookout for quality clientele, not the run-of-the-mill folks who just want to borrow money to save their small businesses. If that sounds interesting, well, then we should set up a proper meeting next week. Talk more about those 7 figures of yours, okay?
Sure.
Excellent. A pleasure, Mr. Reaper.
So at the end of that meeting, you'll get the 7 Figures Challenge pop up for you in the top right corner of your screen. Next, we're going to work on the Where's My Stapler Challenge, which requires us to have an interview with Savalas herself. So we need to get the fired banker's disguise first. So we're going to edge ourselves along this ledge and get access to this balcony over here, because it is a restricted area and it's the fastest way of getting over there in your suit. Now just around the corner is going to be a security guard and the fired banker himself, and we need to go and grab his disguise. So we're going to wait for him to move off into the other direction, have their backs turned to us. We'll create a distraction in that room. I messed up here because I'm just really tired at the moment, and I think this is the last video I'm going to be recording on the bank, because I think I've completed all the challenges now. Then we can move on to the special assignments. But at this point, yeah, I'm just not concentrating very well at the moment. I need some rest. But yeah, I'll tell you what I did wrong here. So what I did, I threw a wrench here in this corner instead of the other corner. I should have threw it on the opposite side, but because I threw it on this side, there's no way to hide in this room. Well, I suppose I could have hidden the locker. I should have just done that. But because what I did here, I got myself spotted. There's nothing I could have done about it. But like I said, we're not going for silent assassin anyway. It's more of like a dialogue kind of thing. Like I wanted to restart, but I didn't really want to go through that whole interview thing again. That's why I paused it, and I thought, no, I'll just carry on with it. Doesn't matter. So we'll just dump his body in the locker. But yeah, if you don't want to get spotted, just throw the distraction on the opposite side of the room, or just get in the locker. I don't know why I didn't do that. I'm going to take this guy out as well, because this is the guy we need his disguise for. Take his disguise, and we need to now head upstairs. We need to get a key card as well. Not this one, not this disguise. Again, I'm not concentrating. That's the one. Alright, now we got to head upstairs, but like I said, we need a key card, and we need to go through the security room and grab the key card off the table. There's a few enforcers up here, including the head of security, which I did not expect. They're like, he just pops up and is like, oh, God damn, I didn't even realise he was there. But we're just going to crouch behind this desk, grab the key card while the guards have got their backs turned, and we can pass through the security room quite easily. Once we're on this floor, we have a free passage off the floor, so we're allowed to roam around any way we want to. But we are going to go into Savalas's room and have an interview with her,
I'm here for a meeting
and then we just need to get to the end of it, and then we can move on to the final challenge of the Your Hire challenge.
That's right, go inside.
Thank you.
Mr. Jackson, have a seat, please.
Thank you.
Mr. Jackson, as you must be aware, we've been running some numbers internally to measure the flexibility and productivity of people working here at the bank. Work hours, output versus input, sales portfolios, late nights and early mornings, things like that. I've been reviewing personnel files for the past few weeks, and a couple of files stood out. Yours, for instance.
Is that so?
I have quite specific expectations when it comes to my employees. How you appear and act reflects directly on me and this building. And, well, you've certainly managed to stand out, Mr. Jackson. Tell me, do you knit those sweaters yourself? Or does your wife do that?
A man needs a hobby, Miss Savalas.
Guard, leave the room. I need a moment alone, Mr. Jackson. So, Mr. Jackson, I'm pleased to inform you that you will be able to explore your hobbies in even greater detail in the near future. We're letting you go, Mr. Jackson. The bank appreciates your contributions over the years, but we feel it's probably best to part ways at this time. This may upset you, but let me assure you that eventually you will come to embrace this point in your life as an opportunity.
This is not my first termination, Miss Savalas.
Ah, somehow I'm not surprised. HR will send you all the relevant papers, Mr. Jackson. Please gather your things as soon as you can. Good day, Mr. Jackson.
But yes, literally nothing special really with that challenge. You just got to sit out the entire interview, and it will pop up at the end for you there. But now we can move on to the Your Hire challenge. So let's make our way down these set of stairs, because it's a shortcut down to where we need to go. We need to grab our disguise. There's another spot where I nearly ran into somebody. I was trying to pass through this. I thought there was an opening, but it's not. It's glass. And one of our people with the data disc is coming our way. He's an enforcer. I don't know why he's an enforcer, but we need to hide behind this plant to avoid his line of sight.
He should have part of the backup data.
We're going to pass through this room here, or the marketing room. And I don't know why I grabbed this. Every time I come through here, I have to grab this letter. I don't know why. I don't get it. But yeah, for some reason I went and grabbed that. And then my dog started barking, so I had to go and sort him out. So let's just cut to when I come back. Okay, so we need to go and get the intern disguise first before we need to attend to the interview. And it's a relatively straightforward interview, as long as you are paying attention to what's around you. They ask you a bunch of questions in regards to the pictures they show you, but if you're not paying attention, it's very easy to make a mistake. So I'll just show you what I mean when I get there. But first of all, we need to grab this intern's disguise first. And if you get the accountant job, banking, I think it's got banking account, something like that, or a consultant, you get access to all the floors basically. So yeah, this is the opportunity that pops up, but for some reason, I'm trying to talk to her, but hello, I'm here, I'm ready for the interview. But then she starts saying, hey, get away, get back. Because I don't know why they keep doing this. Why put this in the game? When a lot of dialogue requires you to be close to NPCs, why do they do this? Why do they put this in the game? I don't know. It just bothers me more than anything else, especially when you need to engage in conversation with these NPCs.
Oh, there you are. Feeling better, I hope. Should I let HR know you're ready for the final interview?
I feel like a new man. I'm ready.
Wonderful. Follow me, please. It's right down here.
Now, I'm not sure if you have to follow her, but I decided to do it anyway. Just stick to the RP
Nervous?
and attend this interview.
You'll do fine.
Hello and welcome. Please have a seat. So, there's one thing to any sort of right.
If you pay attention to the pictures in the background, they give you a big clue of what you need to answer
Mr.
correctly.
Thomas,
Just follow the
have a
pictures
seat,
and the
please.
words, and that's how you get to pass the interview every time.
And this is Melissa. We're both with HR, and we will be guiding you through this last test.
It's important to stress that there's no pass or fail here. It's merely a standard personality test meant to gauge how you'll fit into our corporate culture.
All right,
If you're ready, let's kick this off, okay?
I'm ready.
Okay, so this is a very simple test. All you do is pick a card and tell us what you see there. Now, it's important to point out that there are no right or wrong answers here. It's just to give us a better impression of who you are on a psychological level. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, Mr. Thomas. Let's proceed then. If you will, please pick the card that most conjures up the word opportunity.
This one.
All right, now look at it closely. Take a few moments, then tell me, do you see an animal or an object?
Animal.
I see. What kind of animal?
A bird. An eagle, perhaps.
An eagle. Very interesting. A forceful animal. Anything else?
It's feeding on something.
Feeding. On what?
A carcass. The scene is reflected in a pool of blood flowing from the body. It's a vulture feeding on someone else's kill.
That's very graphic, Mr. Thomas.
Yes, brutal even.
Right.
Very interesting observation, Mr. Thomas. Not what we expected, but that's perfectly fine. Let's take the next one, shall we? Pick any of the remaining cards that make you think of execution, please.
I'll pick this one.
Good choice. Tell me, what is the first thing you see here? Just the very first thing that comes to mind.
I see a figure in a large coat. Perspective skewed, as if I'm looking at him from the ground. He's got something in his hands.
Go on.
He's armed. Dual firearms. Large caliber pistols.
I see. What else do you see?
He's just finished a job. Perfectly executed.
And who is this man?
It's me.
Very, very interesting, Mr. Thomas.
Well, that's a very creative interpretation, Mr. Thomas. I think we've just got time for the last card. Please proceed. This last card should hopefully make you think of prosperity.
Okay.
Oh, very good. This is an interesting one. What do you see here? Take in the whole image, please, and in as much detail as possible, tell me what this reminds you of.
Wealth.
Can you elaborate on that?
I see a big...
Sorry, my
Feel
recording
about that.
stopped. My bad.
Bending the rules of the game.
It's what I do.
Very good, Mr. Thomas.
Well, I have to say, that was very impressive, Mr. Thomas. With your cutthroat approach and killer instinct, I think you'll fit right in with Milton Fitzpatrick. Wouldn't you say so, Melissa?
I couldn't agree more, Kevin. Mr. Thomas, allow me to congratulate you on your new position as an investment banker here at Milton Fitzpatrick.
Thank you. When do I start?
Wow, aren't you an eager beaver? Well, we expect you to come in tomorrow at 8.
Welcome on board, Mr. Thomas.
You know what? If you want, feel free to have a look around the bank. You've got clearance all the way to the top. Get to know the place. Just don't go into the CEO's office. We don't want to lose you on your first day.
Thank you. When do I start?
Wow, aren't you an eager beaver? Well, we expect you to come in tomorrow at 8.
Welcome on board, Mr. Thomas.
What was that twitchy leg about that? Did you see that? Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. So that's all of the challenges I've shown you. That's the your hired challenge, your Where's My Stapler challenge, and 7 Figures challenge all in one video. It's a bit of a showcase really, more than anything else, like a day in the life of 47. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new to the channel. The link in the description is the full playlist of videos of all the challenges I've covered so far in the bank. And now we can move on to the special assignments. Thanks for watching. Cheers.